What's up, guys? Thanks for joining me for a new video. Today I want to talk about Amazon Merch's tier system, which is a big part of the gamification of selling print on demand through Amazon Merch, which, by the way, in my mind is the highest earning potential print on demand opportunity out there. And I'm also just a huge fan of the tier up system because, again, it gives you something to strive to achieve in the near term. It's not just that you're pursuing this idea of earning money in the distant future, but you can set near-term, short-term attainable goals via this tier system existing. So I'm going to talk a lot about the common questions that I see related to the tier system. Let's get started. Real quick before we dive into things, I wanted to let you know that if you follow the links in the description, I've got a free print-on-demand giveaway sponsored by the Flying Upload automation, AutomatePOD, and All Sunsets. It's free to enter, and there's over $1,000 in prizes for 2 lucky winners. I've got a free Amazon Merch mini course delivered to your inbox, 1 lesson a day for 7 days straight. And I've got an Amazon Merch Facebook group. I'd love to have you there. All right, let's talk about the tier system. By the way, if you're wondering what these graphics are and why you don't see them when you log into Amazon Merch, you should know that these are actually made possible by the free Pretty Merch Chrome extension. I'll put a link in the description if you're not using it, but it's one of the most fun, I'd say it's must have if you're going to sell on Amazon Merch because it takes your dashboard and it makes it pretty. It also gives you a lot of useful information, puts it at your fingertips, and there is a paid version as well that'll give you some more in-depth analytics and tools. So I'll put a link to both in the description, but I do like that they have these little icons, and this is actually a little bit outdated. It's not reflective anymore of the tier system. Just so you guys know, before we even really get into the questions that I want to answer, I have to put this note in. And the note is that this stuff changes with time. So even this year in 2020, we've already seen some changes take place from earlier in the year where they had to close Amazon Merch for an entire month. And then when they reopened, they almost like reverted back to a previous state of daily upload limits. And I don't remember all of these. Like, I didn't take exact notes, and even as me being one person, it's hard for me to know exactly what the rules were that they had written on the back end. And this stuff is even harder to track precisely for reasons that I'm going to explain in this video when I talk about how the tier up system works. But I just want to make a note that this stuff is fluid, it's dynamic, and what I'm going to talk about today is related to today, like late 2020, November 2020, in the foreseeable future. So the first question I wanted to start with at the top is, what is the tier system? The answer is, it's essentially upload limitations. When you start on Amazon Merch, you can upload up to 10 products. After that, you cannot upload any more products. By the way, there's also daily upload limits associated with your tier. So right now, when you start, you can upload 1 product a day, and then you can upload up to 10 products. At that point, you either need to wait to be tiered up from tier 10 to tier 25, which will require some sales. We'll talk about that in a second. Or you can also start deleting some products. So if you can upload 1 product a day, well, you could delete 1 product that hasn't sold and upload a new product that day. And I get into the more advanced Amazon Merch content in my full Amazon Merch course when you would consider doing things like that. But at face value, all that the tiers really represent are your upload limitations. And I heard that way back when Amazon Merch first started, which I think was like late 2015 or early 2016, which was before I got in, that there were no upload limitations. Next question, what are the tiers? So you said tier 10, and then after that is tier 25. Well, what's after tier 25? So this is my current understanding of these tiers. I believe it was August 2020 when they made some adjustments to the tier system to represent the ability to upload to new products as well as new marketplaces. And they wanted to incentivize people to upload to the various products offered as well as the new marketplaces, which let me just go ahead and tell you what the international marketplaces that they added were. So when Merch opened, it was just Amazon.com, which is the US market. But now they've got the Amazon UK, Amazon Germany, Amazon France, Amazon Italy, Amazon Spain, and Amazon Japan. So we've got in total 7 markets. And part of their adjusting the tier system was to give you some extra upload slots to upload to these other marketplaces, because the way that they've got it set up is it's not like one design you upload and then check all 7 boxes and that's one upload. The way that they'll count that is if you upload a design to standard t-shirts and check all 7 marketplaces, well, it's going to be that design on standard t-shirt times 7. That'll be 7 upload slots. So currently, again, this is my understanding, my estimate of how the tier system works. It's tier 10, and then you go to tier 25, and then tier 100, then 500, then 1,000, then 2,000, 4,000, 8,000, 10,000, 20,000, and then from 20,000 to 100,000. And if you stay till the end, I will let you know if there's a hidden tier, a secret tier above 100,000. Hint, hint, there might be. And then where I'm a little spotty that may have changed recently is I'm not 100% sure if, like, for instance, tier 10,000 exists, or if maybe like 8,000 takes you to 20,000 directly after that. I know it may seem counterintuitive, but I know there used to be a tier 50,000, for instance, and they seem to have gotten rid of it because they took my account from tier 20,000 to tier 100,000. Question: how many sales does it take to tier up? Answer, and again, estimate here, but I believe it to be about 40 to 60% of your current upper limit. So for instance, and I 40% seems a little bit low, and this is one of those things that I believe has been fluid. Like, we used to think it took 10 sales to get out of tier 10, but then I'd seen people getting tiered up with 8 sales or even 7 sales getting tiered up out of tier 10. Now, my girlfriend's account, she has her own Amazon merch account. She was tiered up to tier 25 from tier 10 with only 4 sales, which represents 40% of your current tier in sales. And I mean, I have that on record, right hand to God. So I'm thinking that on the low end, when Amazon merch was a little bit more lenient with rewarding people for sales, and I don't know that they're currently in this state. Currently, right now, I'd estimate it'd probably take you closer to 60% of your current upper limit to get tiered up. Again, this stuff is subject to change, and I do not work for Amazon merch. So asking me questions that, keep in mind, I was a web developer. So if you ask me questions, like, I'm not the type of person that likes to guess. I like to see the discrete data. I like to see the source code and see how it's programmed. And I don't have access to that information because that's like server side. That's invisible to me. So, I mean, honestly, we could probably crowdsource the answer to all of these things, but I don't know like what mechanism I'd even use to begin to ask. I guess YouTube does have polls, but I'd have to conduct a lot of them on my community tab to really get enough information to paint a clear picture. But anyways, in short, you probably need 40 to 60% of your current upper limit. So for instance, if you're in tier 25, you may be able to get tiered up with 12 sales, 12 to 13 sales. I'd feel more confident if you had like 15, 16 sales. And also, having filled your upload slots factors into whether or not you'll be tiered up. So if you only have 10 upload slots filled in tier 25, but you have 25 sales, you may get passed over for the next round of tier ups because they might want you to upload, 20 of your 25 upload slots or 25 of 25, I don't think you'd need 25 out of 25. You'd probably need like 18 to 20 out of 25 upload slots filled. Next question, when will I tier up? This is probably the most common one that I see in comments and in my Amazon merch Facebook group, which, by the way, link in the description if you want to join. The answer, soon, hopefully. They don't announce the tier ups schedule, so it is unknown to pretty much anybody that doesn't work there. Here's the thing. I've been doing Amazon merch for closing in on 4 years, so I've seen patterns. And fun fact, the last tier up, I outright predicted on one of my YouTube videos. I was talking Amazon merch. I don't remember what video it was, but I remember saying, it's been a while since we've had tier ups and a lot of people are itching for one. And I'm going to go ahead and predict that it'll happen this Thursday. And it ended up happening that Thursday. So I don't know, knock on wood, that I was really lucky there. And you know what, just for fun, since it's been a while since the last tier up, I'm going to go ahead and guess that we're going to have one next Thursday, which would be November 5th, around nighttime. Let's just go ahead and say like around 6, 7 p.m. Eastern. I'm basing that purely on a hunch and on the patterns that I've observed, but the short answer to this question, when will I be tiered up, is unknown. And just so you guys know, the tier ups happen globally at the same time for everybody that gets tiered up. Next question, what's the highest tier? And this one is the one I hinted at. If you look at the pretty merch icons that I put in the thumbnail of this video, you would think it was tier 100,000, but I have heard of a very small select group of sellers that are actually in tier 200,000. I hope one day to be there myself, but I've got a lot of catching up to do. So I've heard of tier 200,000 existing, and actually I just answered my next one. What tier are you in, Ryan? The answer to that question is that I'm in tier 100,000, which pretty much refers to as golden unicorn tier. And if you'd like to learn everything that I know about Amazon merch, how to scale an account up as quickly as possible, as efficiently as possible, and go from earning a little to a lot as efficiently and quickly as possible, I leave no stone unturned in my full Amazon merch course, which is currently over 80 lectures. And if you would like to check that out, there's a link in the description. I'd love to have you there. The earlier you join, the more value you get out of it. If you are on the fence, you can always reach out to me. I'll field questions, myself. I don't have a team, so if you reach out, it's just me that answers. All right, and that's it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, let me know in the comments below. Also, if you have suggestions for future videos, I'm always open to them. I keep a little list of video ideas, so I appreciate any feedback. Also, if you want to submit feedback to YouTube by hitting that like button, that's also extremely helpful, and I would appreciate it if you took time to click the little thumbs up button beneath this video. And if you're not subscribed, which about half of you aren't, if you would like to do so, it would be really appreciated. But anyways, guys, have a good night. I will talk to you tomorrow.
Passive Income School is open. Enroll now at RyansMethod.com. Thank you.